What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Going live. I'm going to be talking about some trending topics, mostly surrounding Diddy. So definitely stay tuned. We're going to be talking about the Kim Porter book. We're going to be talking about all the allegations. We're going to be talking about all the conspiracy theories surrounding not only other performers and stars, but some CEOs as well. So we got a lot on deck, so make sure you guys stay tuned, and I'll be right back. We're gonna get right to it. What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Hype, you want to say what up? You there with me, Hype? I'm sure Hype will join in a second once he's got everything together. But welcome to tonight's show. Like I said earlier, we're going to be talking about all the craziness with this Diddy arrest and basically the aftermath of everything that's been going on, and all the rumors, all the blowback from it, and even some clout chasing behind it all. So we're going to get into all of those things tonight. There's a lot going on, and we just definitely want to see what is the Diddy effect and how it's affecting everything with the industry and even just the news cycle itself. What up, Hype? Still can't hear you, Hype. I don't know if your audio is still not connected. What up, though, Sonny? Appreciate you joining in the comments. Definitely going to have a lot to talk about tonight. All right, so the aftermath of the Diddy arrest. So as many of you know, I think it was last week, Diddy, aka Sean Combs, aka Puffy, aka Brother Love, aka a bunch of other names, P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy, he got a lot of names, was arrested in Manhattan after a grand jury indictment, a sealed indictment that brought along several charges that he is facing, and definitely going to be facing some jail time if convicted. Definitely has already faced a lot of public scrutiny, and his what's the word? His reputation has definitely been drugged through the dirt and the mud. So there's a lot to this, and so just the pure aftermath of all of this and what it means going forward is the big thing. So I wanted to talk about that tonight and kind of get everybody's opinions on this situation. First things first, I want to talk about is the and what some people are calling this basically going to be the trial of the century. What are your thoughts on this being the trial of the century? The last time we had, at least in the Black community, last time we had a trial of the century, it was when it involved OJ, the OJ Simpson trial. And there was definitely a lot of attention being put on it, a lot of scrutiny, and a lot of looking into, how celebs are handled in the justice system, how the media was handling it. And, I think it goes with this as well. But what's your thoughts? Do you think this is going to be as big as that OJ trial? Or do you think it's going to be, or even, I think we could, definitely say that the other similar or related trials that recently went on between R. Kelly, what's his name? Bill Cosby, or even we go outside of the community, Harvey Weinstein, as well as Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, this is definitely mirroring the Jeffrey Epstein situation a little bit more than anything else because of how big it is and how many stars and celebs are involved. What up, though, Hype?
You hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now, brother.
God damn, I don't know what's up with the tablet. It wouldn't connect. See, I told you I was gonna be on time. It's
Yes,
not meant for
sir.
me to be on time. I gotta show effect.
No,
What's
no,
up,
you
bro?
good. You good. Everything's good. Everything's good. So yeah, so talking about the aftermath of the arrest and what it really means, and just the either the theory or the assertion that this is going to be the trial of the century. Do you think that this is going to be as big as like the OJ trial, which was the last time I think we really heard that assertion being made? Do you think it's going to be one of those things that just captivates people across all races, genres, and demographics? Do you think it's going to be like that?
So OJ is like a whole different world. OJ happened then because that was like what 94, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
Yeah,
they cut into the finals with the Knicks in it, so that was a whole different situation.
you're
Plus,
right.
that had to do with two white people getting killed by somebody black. Like that's just like that would be like the perfect social media storm type of thing for these days. The
Right.
Puff situation, like the way that the world is these days, you now every time you go on social media, somebody's got a clip up about, oh, remember that time Puff said this, or remember when somebody said that about him, and it's like these niggas was joking about this, and like it kind of it paints the picture of you can lead it up to this, and everything that happens now is the biggest shit that ever happened in the world ever,
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
according to the internet. So yeah, the Puff situation is definitely going to be like the oh my god trial of the century type time because it's just the biggest thing happening now, and everything plays out on Twitter in real time, on Instagram in real time, on TikTok, where people gonna make videos about every day, every single thing that happens. It's just gonna make it a bigger situation. But I don't think anything could be bigger than that OJ shit because in those days, like OJ is a celebrity. He
Hmm.
lives in a city where he's telling these white people like I'm not black, I'm OJ. He was like the ball doing the Hertz commercials and like it was just a different time. Unless you was like around in the '90s, you can't explain the '90s to somebody who wasn't there.
Right,
And
right.
it's like yeah, things was big, but word of mouth traveled a whole lot slower. The world was a whole lot slower. Everything was a whole lot slower. You still put your food in the oven. There wasn't no damn air fryer. We went from the microwave.
Yeah,
The microwave can heat your shit up quick, and now the air fryer get that shit back to just how you cooked it. So
right.
I think like I don't think anything could be bigger, like I said, than the OJ joint. But even then, if you talk to somebody from back then, they'll probably tell you nothing could be bigger than the JFK situation or the Martin Luther
Mm,
King situation. So like
right.
it's always going to evolve. And like I said, with the way that the world is these days, we gonna blow it up to be the most whatever thing just because we can connect. We connecting right now from Philly and Detroit.
Right.
And we can connect somebody from LA, somebody from Dubai, somebody from Australia. We can connect the whole world in these situations with the snap of a finger. So they gonna blow it up to be something.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that this is definitely a different time, and the real difference too, to your point about being a different time, is the OJ situation happened at a time when we didn't have the internet, right? There was a few of us that had access to the internet on a public scale. There was not as much emphasis on viral moments. There wasn't even
Cell
such thing
phones was this
as a viral
big.
moment at the time.
Cell phones was this big.
Right, right, right. So it was and not shoot, even to that point, I think we were still using pagers at that time. So you're talking about being able
94, yeah.
to disseminate information at the speed and at the level that they did at that time was astronomical compared to nowadays, like you said, where it's more of a standard. It's more of a, we can do this at, anybody could be talking about this and you can get information on it, and you can see somebody from, like you said, from any walk of life or any
Any
country, any state.
cultural background,
It,
yeah.
it's it is what it is, right? So saying, like you said, blowing it up to be something bigger than what it really is, yeah, it does definitely seems a little far fetched.
And another thing is like now, I'm trying to see if I can jump on off the tablet because I'm on the phone right now. So let me see. Let me push this button and see if it let me in.
Mhm.
Let me enter the studio. All right, testing,
Oh
testing.
yeah, I think it's working here.
Copy
Okay.
All right,
Yep. Now,
my
yep,
bad.
I can hear you on there now. Yep.
There we go. My bad, y'all, for all those on the audio platforms.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was saying though, now, like I said, everything that Puff ever said, everybody is like going back over it and oh, this is funny as shit. Like I
Hmm.
just seen something maybe 15 minutes ago. Like this is a clip from him and French Montana at a party together. And he had no shirt on. It's like so now niggas ain't never been at a party with no shirt on. Like
Right.
damn that it could be 7,000 other people here. It could be chicks who said I want to see you with your shirt off. We could have been playing a game and he lost and he didn't lose yet. But now it's just these niggas is gay because he ain't no shirt on. Like we can't do that with everything. That was my problem when we was talking about this last week. Is like apropos of no evidence or of
Hmm.
nothing, no tangible evidence. We just completely demeaning and killing these dudes in these different situations with no tangible evidence. Like I don't, there's no way you're gonna convince me that, like I said this last week, that there's 1,000 cases of baby oil. Why
Mm.
would we have 1,000 cases of baby oil and lube? If you have one, you don't need the other. Like it ain't you don't use a whole bottle of baby oil if you're doing some freak type shit like that. Like I don't know. I mean, I ain't never been in these type times, but
Right. Right.
like it's too much hot sauce on the situation. Like you could have said, all
Right.
right, yeah, we found a couple in the top drawer or on the dresser. I'm like, all right, I mean, like again, this nigga's Puff. He could hit damn near anything. So I'm not gonna instantly think he had an R&B singer over here.
Right. Right. But yeah, so yeah, to the point about the baby oil. So I guess apparently the feds are the ones that reported that that's what they found. They found cases and cases and cases of lubricant and baby oil that they said is what they were using in the hotel rooms and in the bedrooms at these freak offs. And so I mean, if it really was thousands of bottles or over 1,000 bottles, that definitely seems excessive. It definitely seems excessive, but also like I don't know, rich people do excessive things. I don't know. I just
Now, the freak off situation, I can completely see that. I tell people this all the time. My
Mhm,
man has had the house since he was like 11 or 12.
mhm,
If you name it, it has happened at my man's crib.
mhm.
Chicks have willingly come and knew what this was, and they came with a smile on their face. Some people found out what this was when they got there and said, this ain't for me. Or they was cool with it that one time, but they wasn't cool with it again. In
Yeah.
these situations, if this boy is single, married, or whatever, because we just gonna be honest and grown about it. We gonna have some grown
Right.
folks talk about this.
Right.
Uh, he can get whatever type of chicks you like to come to whatever party he's having.
Hmm.
And when these chicks get there and it's this singer, it's this singer, it's this rapper, it's this athlete, it's all the niggas in the world that you like, or all the girls in the world that you like, and we're in a however many rooms mansion, it's up and we all know it's up.
Hmm.
Especially if you talking about it's drinks, it's pills, it's whatever your heart desires in here.
Hmm.
Everybody know that when they get there. Like, so
Right.
we're gonna be grown about this. We're not gonna act like it was a high school party and it was or somebody spiked the punch.
Right. 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 Exactly. Yeah.
You
Yeah. Yeah.
came in knowing like there's the bowl of e-pills, there's some coke, there's the weed, there's the Cristal, there's the Grey Goose or the Ciroc in this situation. Like whatever the
Right.
situation is, we all knew that when we got there. My problem is you can't be with it in 2003. This was the same shit like I was talking about last week with the football
Hmm.
players. You was with you was with it in 2003, and then you heard somebody got some money because they got done wrong or some goofy shit happened with their situation. Somebody didn't want to be down and y'all kind of forced it. Okay, they need to be compensated. They need to be taken care of. But you was just cool with it. You was there 25 times. You didn't have a problem with this shit. Now you're in line going, yeah, they did it to me too. And yeah, they did it to me too. And that's my problem
Yeah.
with the shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely agree that there's definitely some gaslighting in that regard. There's definitely some people putting, as my friend says, putting 20 on 10 and adding to the flame or adding to the bonfire that's raging,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely feel like that for the most part that people um are just more upset that it's coming out versus the fact that it happened. You know what I'm saying? And I think, see this part right here. Um, um, Taya Moore says he recorded for moments like this, but he never used the footage. And that's the thing. And I was listening to our show from last week, and you had made a comment about that hype about people making videos. It's like, what are you doing it for? And they definitely said that they felt like he was using these videos as like leverage, But that's the thing. When you got leverage like that, you don't need to use the videos, or you need to have it actually go out unless you feel like, hey, I got this on you, I'm gonna put this out, or whatever the case may be. But I definitely feel like the fact that now this is one of those situations where they had no choice in the matter, because now this stuff is going to come out, or they feel like it might come out, and that they can't negotiate, and they can't say, I'll do whatever you say to keep this from coming out. They don't have a choice now anymore. They don't know what the options are going to be. It's like that's scary for a lot of these people, because they've been eating off of this. They've been, hushed about a lot of this stuff. And if tapes reveal that they were involved in illegal activities that they don't need coming out, and either tarnishing their brand or making them seem bad in the face of their fans, whatever the case may be, messing up their endorsements, that's damning and frustrating for a lot of these people.
That's why
Um,
them leverage situations is bad, because if somebody got something over your head, then they gonna control you for the rest of forever. When
right,
everybody loves the comeback story, if you put it out and just said whatever, like, I don't even want to be throwing nobody's name out there frivolously like people be doing, that this happened with this one and that one, when you have no proof or no evidence that anything happened. But like, look, you're gonna have to throw that out there about me, because for the next 20 years you're gonna hold this over my head, and that ultimately at any point I can do all of the goofy shit that you ever wanted me to do, and you can still just drop it. Just like
right.
now, if he actually says to whoever the assistant is, all right, well, look, if we go to trial, then drop these 3 tapes, or these 4 people,
Right.
drop these ones, like, so all of this goofy shit you've been doing for 20 years trying to keep that shit hidden, and now it's out anyway. So all
Yeah,
you did was
exactly.
compromise
Yeah.
yourself. You did was compromise yourself for some goof for this dumb shit.
Well, right, and Taya
Get to
was
those
saying that
comments.
there's
Yeah, there
not.
you go.
Yeah, she was saying there's not a lot of evidence of criminal activity, and that she read through the case and didn't see anything about underage or without consent. And that's the key. Someone wanted to humiliate him to remind him who was in charge. And that's the thing. It's like, where do the criminal charges stand on top of the evidence? And I know that was the point you wanted to make too. Hype was like, how does the evidence really support the criminal portion of this? And I think that's a big key that they got to really pin down. I feel like that's the reason why there's been so much secrecy and hush about what's going on with them trying to build this evidence, because there's got to be something in there that allows them to be able to say, okay, you know what, we put this and this together, plus this evidence that we have seen. Because the one thing they brought up was the Cassie tape, the one where he was kicking her down the hall and dragging her by her hair, and they are using that plus the testimony of some of the people who have already either tried to sue him or who tried to come at him for criminal charges about doing similar things to them. A lot of that, I think they're trying to piece it together to create the evidence to be able to say, okay, this is his MO, or this is his standard, the standard way he does things. And I mean, let's just be honest, there's a lot of stuff that's out there in the public forum that could definitely be used to kind of support that. And then it's up to the jury to decide, is this enough? Is that enough for conviction, or is enough for, yeah, this is
It,
definitely something that he could have done.
so this is what I'm thinking. Nah, I just sent Nah a link too. Nah, I'm about to jump in.
Okay.
Uh, so this is another thing too. It don't even really be about the getting the conviction, because you be guilty in the court of public opinion. The first time
Mm-hmm.
a tape comes out, and now that's all over Twitter, it's all over TikTok, and now once it's getting edited down and the people making it all kinds of shit, it's like they gonna already just say like, "Oh, you just the nastiest mother." Like, depending on what's in there, what's going on, like, it
Right.
could be anything. It could be anything. People gonna make fun of it. Like, you could be sitting there with a girl and she's kissing your neck and like, "Oh, look at this soft ass nigga getting his neck kissed." Like, people gonna have a problem with everything. But
Right.
it'll be like so much of just the public, the guilty. the guilty before it's not even it's just shamed. It's not even like that they're trying to get a guilty joint. It's just like they're trying to shame you. They're trying to kill your name. They're trying to
Yeah,
just
exactly.
demean
Yeah,
all of your work and all of that. And again, if you did any creep shit, I'm not looking to hide or promote or pump none of the creep shit. But if we are consenting adults in here and it was cool and you was with it, let's continue to specify that. That's what I'm saying. If
right.
you was with it, if you were forced into a situation, or if somebody put something in your drink, like you didn't walk up to the bowl of e-pills and say, "Let me get two of these." If you just had a lemonade and it was like, "Man, the room is starting to spin," that's different. Like
Right.
that's not what I'm talking
So,
about.
and so that's the thing
Can
though.
I
You got to.
say something though?
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry. Go
sorry.
ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead,
Because
Sonny.
I just want to say something. Hey, everybody. I just want to say this because I feel like yeah, like it's a lot to unpack with Puff, and I believe that yes, a lot of the stuff is padded, but at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. We don't know what this man was doing, and in the same token, like Com said, people have an option to choose to participate and not to choose to participate. Right? You can participate in one instance, but not choose to participate in another instance. And even if you are taking e pills, it does not mean someone can take advantage because you're now incapacitated. Yes, because you can take. I can go out to a club and pop a pill and be living my life, but it doesn't mean somebody gets allowed to take further advantage of the situation because because
Absolutely,
because
that's
it's
not what I
because
was saying.
no, I'm not saying no, I'm not saying that you weren't. I'm not saying that you were saying that, but I just want to be clear that you can sign up. You can sign up for something and not understand the full magnitude of how somebody will take advantage of a situation that you're in, right? So like it's just like going out to drink. You can go out to get drunk and be lit, have a good old time and be drunk, falling down drunk. It is a problem when somebody sees that and takes advantage of it. Yes, you are responsible for yourself, and you should not allow yourself to get that drunk. But sometimes let's get it keep it. A lot of us been super drunk and not known what happened the next day and got told what all the shit we was doing. But it doesn't mean that somebody should have took advantage of us in that state. Now, I
I
will
agree.
say it's a lot of people, and this is why I said it this last episode. It's a lot of people that come out and tell lies and bullshit, right?
Right.
And it's problematic for the people that do experience the real shit. Like and even though and I don't want to say that just because you're a grown adult that people can't coerce you, people can't manipulate you and stuff like that because it happens. We see people that be in relationships that they should not be in because they were manipulated, gaslit, and all the extra shit, and they stick in it. Stockholm syndrome is real. I said this on the last episode because people do shit understanding that, and we understand that some people were doing shit for fame, but it does not mean that somebody is allowed to take advantage of you and take it to a further extent. And even for him
Exactly.
reporting for maybe a potential that somebody may spin the block and say some shit about him so he has evidence. I find that as a problem because if you're my friend, I'm going to Heinz party and we lit and we having fun. Whatever I do around you is whatever you see me doing around you is what I see me doing around. I don't want to ever come back and say now Hank mad at me and that now he putting the video out or he done got caught because I may have did something that he did. Now I get the because that's some snitch shit. Like either you so either you and I understand that everybody is doing fuck shit, right? People are participating in stuff they should not be participating in. People are doing things in it, and I feel like if you do nonsense, what you do in the dark comes to the light. So something's gonna come out, and I feel like this is now his coming to the light because a lot of stuff he did not do in the dark. People saw him, same like R. Kelly. But at the end of the day, like, is all these charges were for Dan? Probably not. And I think even with all this going to court, getting locked up and all this stuff, it ain't it's a waste of our time. We can talk about it now. We can go through the incidents and feel how we feel about it and be upset about it. But if they come out with
I'll
some
jump in real quick.
cold hard facts, a lot of it's gonna be like we was defending this dude for what? He ain't paying our bills. We don't I don't even care about him. This man ain't paid the bill in my house. I'm not that
May I jump in
invested.
real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
If like now something Sonny said now again, because like I said, my man has had the crib, and if you name it, like it's happened.
Right.
Now we would be though like the camera's here. There's a camera over here. And, if you with that, then cool. Like Sonny said, just because whenever we had parties, you came to the party, yo, you walk in the door, you gotta take a shot. That's the only thing we tell. Sonny bought her two girlfriends. All right, yo, we don't even know them, but yo, y'all gotta do these shots. And it's just one shot. We ain't nobody slipped nothing in it. Ain't nobody doing no nut shit. Sonny might have been to this party and knows what this is. She might have brought Cuzzo, who has no idea what's going on down here. Now, if she says she's not with it, cool. She ain't with it. Like, but what we're not doing is, like you said, this is the nut shit now. Where we got a camera over here up under the sweatsuit that nobody
Mhm.
knew was over here, and now we blackmailing the situation. Or you a little drunk, but if you drunk and you saying no, I'm not with it, then copy because we don't want none of these situations to
Yeah,
be
it's
misconstrued.
sticky. It's sticky
Or
because
it's a
it's
very
real. It's a
very
sticky
sticky,
situation because
especially
even if
without a
somebody's
lubricant.
inebriated, they can say, "Well, I wasn't coherent enough to say yes."
So no, this is the problem
Sticky.
though. But one thing you got to remember though, when people are taking ecstasy, more often than not, they will act as if they want to do certain things, but it's because their inhibitions are taken all the way down.
Yeah,
So you
Mm-hmm.
might you might be doing the action and quote unquote consent to the action. The problem is that you're intoxicated or not intoxicated, you're whatever it's
About
called,
it.
but you're not in your right mind to be
This
making those decisions. But that's the thing. Somebody could be like, well, she was still going down on me and she was still letting me do this and still letting me have sex with her.
Willie.
And it's
that's
like,
why it's
bro,
problematic for
It's
men. It's a
one.
lot of problems for men.
It's one of those. It's one of them things where it's like you can do a drug and be like, I remember I had an edible and I told my wife, I said I felt like I was sitting on the end of the bed watching me, like just tripping.
exactly.
And in them type of situations, like you said, you can be like, I don't want to do this shit, but I cannot physically stop myself from doing it because I'm watching me do it, going, oh my God, she's
Exactly.
horrible. Why are you even over here? She's terrible. Get away from her. Get away from him. But now you hitting. Now you probably kissing her once you had three of these pills into your situation. Shouts out
Right.
to Nine and Taya for sliding through on
What up,
the
Della? What
What's
up,
up?
Della?
What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's
What's going
good?
on, gang?
Joining?
somebody. Here we go.
I
Full
told
round
Hype
table
I
now.
couldn't come on camera. I didn't realize I could come on here. I couldn't come on camera.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
Um,
yeah, you good.
but
Just
I was chatting in the chat because I'm listening to what y'all saying and So first of all, I'm gonna say I believe Diddy is guilty of something, right? I mean,
right.
we know he's guilty of abuse. We saw the video. You know what I mean? Several people have come out and said he was beating Kim Porter, he was beating Cassie, all these things, right? But as I keep reading things in the document, it sounds to me like he was having these freak offs, which we all know, we've been to, right?
Right, right.
And then they're getting him for the racketeering because he's flying these women in, right? But
Hmm.
most celebrities fly women in. Like if they met him somewhere else, they fly him in.
Copy.
Like so, it's a lot. So the thing that people have to remember is an example is the Lizzo case, right? So the Lizzo case, they're using words like harassment and kidnapping because she made this girl go in a room and show her her phone because the girl leaked her practice. And then this is what you're suing her for. So they word these things in a way to make them sound much worse than they really are. I'm not saying that he didn't, he didn't do certain things to certain people. I'm just going off of how they're writing this. And that's what you
Well,
have to be careful of because then you get into social media and now all these narratives are being created. Now they're showing him saying this, or they're showing these pictures, or they're showing this and that. And like Hype said, now he's being judged in the court of public opinion before he even gets his day in court.
right.
Because at
So
the
the
end
one,
of the day, that's
But
what
I feel like
matters.
that's where all of them. That's where all of like I feel like with the last things that been happening, as far as people coming out making accusations, saying stuff,
Right,
like even down to Cat Williams coming on Shay Shay saying what he said.
right.
It's so many people allowed to use their platform to say whatever.
Yeah, but
Everybody is getting caught up in public opinion.
All Cat Williams said is what we already know is Puff is a freak and has these sex parties that he's been having for 25 years that people knew about, right? But now that's what's being used to say, oh, there was more going on at these parties than y'all know. He was paying these people, he was doing this, he was doing that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of celebrities who have these sex parties.
oh,
Tiny
for
and
I was
sure,
T.I.
for
about to
sure.
was just
say,
on the hot
yeah.
seat for the same thing. You know what I'm saying? People saying, oh, well, when we got there, he made me do this, he made me do that. Well, they had a thing that as soon as you came to the door, they handed you an e-pill. Meaning you gonna take this and whatever happens in here happens in
Hey,
here, right? So there's a lot
that's
of
right.
celebrities that do this, they just do it in a different way. And everybody has always known that Puff had those kind of parties. He had two kind of parties. The ones that we see, the pictures and the video, and the ones that we never see the video. And
Right.
that's what he's being called to the carpet for.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Let's go to Nye right quick. What up, though, Nye?
What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
hey,
Shouts
nah.
out, shouts out to the
So,
gang for sliding through on the last minute
Hey,
situation. I sent
listen,
these texts out
listen.
20
We all
minutes
we
ago.
got. We all we got. Go ahead,
I was
nah.
about to say, we gotta stick together. Guys, stick together.
We
Caught me at a
links.
perfect time, right? Hey, good one, Ty. Um, yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of them people that definitely use my platform to put out stuff about Diddy before everything even came, before we got to this point. Before the funny enough, I had an episode ready to go before the Cassie video dropped, saying that I personally am not one of them people like I'm gonna support whoever just because they are black and they a black man. Because I remember Slim Thug had that whole thing he was going on and on about like we don't want to lose another one of our billionaires and another one of our black billionaires, man, and our own
Mhm.
people looking down on them, da da da. And I'm like, man, bump all that.
I respect him though, because he came right back after the video came out and said I was
Yep.
wrong.
He said
He
he was
had
wrong.
to.
That's
He
true.
had
We,
to.
we
What else
gotta
could
make
I,
he
sure we
say?
say that too, because he
but
definitely
no,
did
because
come
I
back.
included that
niggas,
on, and I included that on my video as well because, like I said, I
nah,
had it
but
ready to go
niggas will,
before,
Right.
niggas will
and
stand
then when
on the
it,
bullshit though and just argue with you to argue.
fair enough,
Right. That's
fair
what and
enough.
that's what I'm saying. I think that's what's always very important when you have a platform is to not use the emotion. Like when these situations
Absolutely.
happen, people are only using emotion when talking about it. I'm like, did you read the case? Do you read exactly what it says? Did it
Hell
say
no,
these
bro. I
people?
Right.
read the
Like I
No,
heard
headline.
people
they're
say,
going off what
"Oh
the blogs are
no,
telling
he's
them. They're going off
trafficking
what the
young boys."
podcast is telling them.
But
Like
that's what, or even why with my episode, I
I'm
reference
about to say,
points as opposed to giving how I feel about him, my personal distaste for him that I've always had since back when Big was still alive. Instead of going there, I used actual reference points like, yo, if we're saying that this person has a questionable character, right? It's because he did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. You could go back and look that he
Mhm.
did all these things, physical abuse, whether it was male or female, attacking an intern, shorting people on money, what he did with those contracts of his bad boy artists, all these different things we
Approval
could go
records.
back to look on to show,
Yeah.
right, to show that this is a person who has power and
yeah,
with his power will abuse it. So to
right.
sit there and be like, you
even even
defending
even
this
watching
guy,
the TV shows he did, like the
Yeah.
my
Baby,
Making
point
the
is that
band
Yeah,
this
was
is
was
the
was
yeah,
thing.
he
if
told
everybody
it
didn't catch it
abusive
then.
nature. Yeah.
yeah.
That was I used that as an example too. That time he was sitting there, he stopped Chopper. I remember it like it was yesterday. Chopper was in there rapping, and he said, "King of the Jungle, call me Mufasa." Did he stop the joint? Came in there and said, "No, no, no. It's only one King of the Jungle," and made that man change
Hmm.
his lyric like it's not a rap lyric.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
So
Because that's the kind of ego and that's the way he's worked. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? As a person. But again, like you said, I couldn't just go off my emotion and my distaste and my dislike.
Right.
I had to present a case based on actual facts and things that actually occurred that people could go back and look up for themselves.
Right.
Now the one thing I got to point out though is that they do have a strategy here. They do have a strategy, and all the things that we talked about that are hard to either prove or hard to kind of pin down is they're not really putting a lot of that in the charges. The
Right.
Right.
charges are the racketeering conspiracy, which is hard to prove in some cases, but because of
Hmm.
how much money he has, the resources, and the way
Correct.
everything lines up, they
Correct.
can make that stick. The sex trafficking is more to do with the sex workers he was bringing in. So not the women he was bringing in, Taya, but the actual sex workers.
Yeah, they
He
trying to
brought
bring down the whole business like like
so
he a
when you
big
Hmm.
bring
company,
sex
a
workers
all
corporation.
from
right,
a different
so
state into your state, you're talking transporting, you're talking prostitution cross state lines. There,
Yep.
you do fair time for that. I know people personally who did fair time for that, and they were doing it at of course, a much smaller scale. When you're talking about a person like Diddy who did this over a 20-year period, that's huge. So, and then the coercion portion of it, they have enough evidence of that because of all the records, the phone records, and the text records of him 128 times texting and calling a girl to make her
Yeah.
tell people, "Oh, I don't know nothing about this." That's
Hmm.
coercion. You can't tell me that that's personal phone calls in a 3-day period.
Oh, I agree.
So
so we
Absolutely.
we we have to be killing the entire NBA then if we killing you for flying a girl out.
See, that's
Well, no,
what
no,
I'm.
and that's the thing.
It's the difference between flying somebody out
charged with
and
flying
who you flying out.
No,
flying
I
out
wasn't.
sex workers
I was.
and paying them
I
for sex. So that's the difference. And so they getting
when
them on the parts that they can get them. They
when
smart
player
about it. They
X
smart about
when player X flies this girl to Utah
it. Mhm.
for
Mm-hmm.
overnight, he's dropping a bag on her, or
But
he's
Right.
that's not
already
sex
been
work.
because
But
he's.
that's not
But
sex work.
no. I
Yeah.
mean, it's semantics because we understand that there's an exchange of goods here, like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Well,
different.
I mean,
It's
that's the thing.
different
You
if you
can't
have a
right, but you can't prove that, right?
So
You
what
can't.
was
Right.
so
You gotta
what was
prove she a
provided
sex
that
worker.
actually says that these people are sex workers versus just maybe groupies or something that got paid?
They were
I'm
they
just
were they were
asking
they
because I
were
didn't
either
see
if you
that. I didn't
if
see
you
where they
if you in
said
Vegas at the
he
cat house, it's
actually.
legal.
yeah, no, it was from what I was reading from their charges, it was because they were escorts and they were sex workers from other states. So
Okay. Okay.
what we have to assume or find out later when they do release all the information from the sealed file is how they put that together of how these
Right.
people
That's
are
what I'm. Yeah.
sex workers.
Yeah.
The
That's
That's the
what
weird
I'm
thing.
shit
saying.
with
Believe
the
me,
weird shit with that
the
is like
government ain't about to call you a sex worker if you ain't a sex worker. And even if, and
Right.
that's how they got your homeboy Donald Trump. The thing is, even if you were a sex worker, you don't have to be a current sex worker. Even if you
Mhm.
were a sex worker, the
Got
fact
you.
they got you on record as a
That's
sex
good.
worker,
Yeah.
you're always a sex worker. That's
Yep.
always.
that's
Ah,
what I'm
got you.
saying.
That makes sense.
So
Uh, Just to
in
be
this
clear,
situation,
I think
if
Diddy
he
is trash, right? I
mm,
think like Nas named all the things about his character, but
Right.
that's what I like to say. I will say he's a snake. I will say he's an abuser. I will
Right.
say he's a manipulator. You know what I mean? Because those are the things that are actually I've seen with my own two eyes, or it's actually documented. For me to give him the other titles, this has to play out first. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm
No,
That's
saying?
I
I'm
fair.
not saying he
yeah.
didn't do anything, right? He's and again, he's trash. I'm not saying he's not trash. I'm
I'm
not
with
saying he's a good
copy that,
person.
Ty. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
My thing is always you can't agree with the law not being carried out correctly because you don't like the person. And a
Yeah.
lot of people do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like him. He's trash, like I just said, right? But at the end of the day, the law is the law and it still has to be carried out
True.
The
effectively.
way it's supposed to be. Yeah. But
The way it's
even with
supposed to be. So that's
yeah,
the
but
only thing that I'm
So
saying.
like if I
So
got
yeah,
so
but even
so so if I got some chicks that
they're
come from
trying to teach
Jersey,
him. I'm sorry.
They're punishing him. They're
go ahead,
whipping him in front of us. And I hate to use that reference, but that's what it is. You got out of line. You went against somebody you weren't
oh
supposed
yeah, he
to.
definitely
Now
did make
we
a
now we
Illuminati
pull the
payment or
carpet
something.
up because
He
y'all
definitely
not
made
going
some
to
payment
tell
or something.
me. Y'all not going to tell me that the feds are just now finding out about his activity. We literally
Mhm.
knew about this shit back when
But that's not
everybody
how
was
the
wearing
feds
shiny
work.
suits.
That's not how the feds work. They don't get you because they just find out. They normally have stuff on you for
they
about a
get you so they
decade
can build
before
your
they
case.
move.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
So it's not that they just find them out. It's we got enough
Well, no,
to
no.
make the
When I
case
say
that we
that,
want
I'm
to make.
saying so the
You
thing
saying
is
like why now? She's like why
they
now?
always know what
Why
you're
this
doing.
time? Yeah.
Right. They always know what you're doing, right? And they keep it and
Mm-hmm.
when they have to use it. And now is
Right.
the time to use it for whatever reason, whatever he did. You know what I mean? That went against the grain. We
Because
literally seen
now
him shoot
my
so
thing
many times.
is now is a great time because you already had just strategically, if I was in their shoes, now would be a great time because he just had to pay out that civil suit to Cassie.
Exactly my
So
point.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yes.
So yeah, it would be the point now to show, okay, well, we already know he's somebody who paid for hotel camera
Yep.
videos and stuff like that. So he's
Yep.
already showing that he's willing to hide evidence. So
Yep.
yeah, if we want to make this case against him, now is a good time.
It
Yeah.
is.
He's
Yeah.
already looking questionable.
So
Yeah.
I don't
So
really
it's
want to
So,
not
say
so I'm
too
gonna,
about the
much once we
victims. It's about the quote
Oh,
unquote
it's
victims.
never.
It's about
It's
taking him
never.
down because y'all
yeah.
been
Oh yeah,
knew
for
about
sure.
his activity.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
could have
never
Yeah,
been
about the victims when it
swooped
comes
in.
down to that. Yeah, that's true. It's
yeah.
never.
Not
You know
not when
what
the
I'm saying?
feds are involved. It's about yeah. If the cops get involved, it's about the victims. When the feds get involved, it's about who they want to take down for sure.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. They want to take him down. That's why they saying no bail, making him sit in jail. Putting all
Mm.
these intricate details about what was in the house in the public. It's all about
1,000
humiliation
bottles
as
of
well.
lube And
Whoa,
baby
that's
oil
crazy.
though,
That's crazy that they put that.
1,000 bottles.
Yeah, that's crazy they
So
put that
Well,
in
if you
the movie.
having sex for
what 50
days
said
at a
on top?
time, I'm sure shit getting dry,
What
man.
50 say about Ghost on Power? Whatever they say that nigga did.
He did. But
Yeah,
that's
right.
I
He
know,
did.
I get that, and that's funny. But that is what people are doing. And I
Yeah,
can't, I'm one of them people that
yeah.
regardless of how I feel personally about the person, the law is still the law. Cause it's the same
Facts.
shit that they do when cops kill us, right? They do whatever they want to do with the law. So if we want the law to be followed, it gotta be followed all the time, whether you like the person or not.
So this
That's
is the
true.
problem though. Like if we use like Philly and Jersey, so if we having a party, and I know some chicks from Jersey. Now I'm like crossing state lines when I can see Jersey from the bridge. Like
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would be. It's
You,
yeah,
you
Yeah,
still.
can
if they
live,
sex workers.
you can
If
live
they
across
sex
the street.
workers,
You
yeah,
can live
bro.
across the street, man. You
Shit,
bring them
you
across
can't
the
even
line
carry
or
a
the state
gun from
line.
Philly to Jersey.
About to
If
say.
you ain't licensed in Jersey, it's the same
yeah,
thing.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's I mean,
Good
man,
point,
I said
Ty.
I don't want to say too much as far as like I
You
even
can't even
know my
carry
folks.
alcohol across the
Right.
bridge.
Across
So
So
the
that's
you
what I'm
can't
bridge,
like
yeah.
it's the
but
same
that's what I'm
thing.
saying,
Illegal
and we all
distribution.
and all of us who from Philly know where the spot is at over where these different
Right. That's
situations
the
for the
thing.
party.
Oh
People
man.
Come
do it.
on.
People
I
do
wanna
it,
I
but
wanna
technically it is illegal.
yeah, I wanna move on real quick. I want to move on real quick. I want to talk about this infamous Kim Porter book that was
Yeah, it's not
found
true.
and now on
Oh my
sale.
God.
So
Now
what do
that's
y'all think?
No,
insane.
it's
What
fake.
do y'all
It's
think
fake.
about this? What do y'all
It's
think about
fake.
this?
It's fake.
Cap
Yeah, I ain't
cap
gonna lie,
AI.
man. Like
Somebody
like
else
like
Book
wrote
Taya
it.
AI.
said, like Taya said, my disdain for him, well noted and notwithstanding, I can't buy into that, man. I can't buy into y'all just coming
But
upon
she
this book
was
and then
writing a
and then
book
I know she, I,
before
about to say
she
I
ended
know
Yeah,
up
but
she
that
dying.
book
was.
is
Okay,
fake, and
hold on,
she
hold
did
on.
not write
Let's do
that
one at
book.
hold on. Let's do one side. Let's finish. Let Nah finish up. We're gonna go one at a time. Go ahead, Nah.
I know she was writing a book at one point, but you're not gonna convince me that you just now found, recently the entire finished copy and you just now putting it out for sale. Like at that point, it's too many
It's all
coincidences,
notarized and
too
everything, huh?
convenient. Yeah, man, you can't believe in that many conveniences and coincidences. At some point, you got to be able to know, yeah, something here is not right. And this book, I call foul. I call fact.
Right. Go ahead,
Yes.
Sonny.
No, I just said like I knew that she was writing a book, and then she got really sick, and then she was gone. Whether or not she finished it is neither. From I think I watched a documentary or something not too long ago. They were talking about her book, and they were talking about I'll Be Sure writing the book. So they both were writing books, and then they both got sick. This one happened to die. I feel like whether or not this book is true, false, some brickamaroo that they done put together, it's neither here nor there. People are gonna buy it because they want to know
Because they stupid.
For sure. For
that
sure.
part
People
too. But
should
they
be
definitely
going
gonna
out.
buy
They
it.
should be going out to buy a fresh cappuccino sugar.
Thank you.
Right.
I so love them. Thank you so much.
Hey.
On Amazon, where there are 3 copies of a book that claim to be Kim Porter, written by 3 different people. So that's what happened here. Somebody found this dumbass book on Amazon, written by somebody that probably don't even know her, just writing a bunch of shit that they didn't heard, and now they're passing it around saying that it's her book. That is not her book. All they had to do was go on Amazon and look it up, and no, it's not her book. So
Nasty work.
Right. Super
the
nasty.
internet is dangerous, yo. Like
It
I don't
is.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think, Hype?
Again, it's too coincidental. You can't tell me like, oh, we raided the house and we found the put that got the forward by Taya. That joint was notarized by Sonny. Like, how did that just all fell together that easy, huh? We walked right in, we did a combination. Oh, look, it's lube and it's baby oil and a published book. Come on,
Yeah,
like
nah.
you can't just tell me anything like now.
Right.
Shit too coincidental. The even worse timing could have been like once the nigga starts trial and it'd be like, oh no, and now we found Justin's book too.
You're right.
Come on.
Wow.
Then
Yeah.
you know this is coming. You know this is coming. Somebody gonna have this clip on TikTok or some shit this week. Oh man, Biggie knew about such and such, and that's how
Yup.
Biggie ended up.
Yup.
Like
They better leave
you
Biggie
know,
out of this.
you know
Yup.
they're gonna try to bring Biggie
I
into this.
see it
You know they're
coming.
gonna try to.
And this is what I said when somebody said this the other day. I don't remember if we talked about this last week, but it was like, this is the type of shit once you get fuck you money that you starting to have the wild parties and we doing all types of goofy shit. When
Mhm.
Biggie's there, like they're building the shit. They're not doing none of that shit like back then. Back then, niggas was probably drinking 40s and
Right.
just smoking some weed.
Now I
and a
just
couple of
heard something
boobies.
about they trying to say Tupac and Diddy was in a relationship, and then they broke up, and that's when Tupac
What?
made the diss against Biggie and Bad Boy.
What?
Man,
That's
Tupac was
what
in a
we.
relationship with
Lord.
who?
That's what.
that's
No,
what
I'm
he's
just
saying.
telling you. Like, if you go on the internet long enough, it's just Rickamaroo all over the thing,
The
and like the
internet
next
is
thing is that him
crazy
that
place.
Diddy and Tupac had a relationship, and when they broke up, that's when he came at Biggie and the whole Bad Boy label.
I do
No.
not accept any
No, I'm
Tupac
not
slander.
saying it's
No.
true. I'm
I'm
not
not
saying it's
saying it's
true.
He
tomorrow.
I'm
came
just
at
saying
them
this.
because he got shot and he thought they had something to do with it.
No,
It
I
wasn't
know
because they
that
was
part,
in
but
a
I'm just saying
relationship.
that's what they're saying.
No,
They basically saying that Puff set him up to get shot, and that's why because they broke up. That's what they're trying to say
What
now.
the heck? You know
that's
what?
what I'm saying.
This
Like
is
I'm just
why I
telling you
don't
how
go
this
to.
internet be
no, I
wilding out.
copy, Sonny.
No,
Like
I
the
seen it,
last thing
Sonny. I
before
seen that
Biggie
joint
You
last
died.
month.
seen it, right? I'm not like I said. I ain't saying
You're
it
not
to say
making
it.
it up.
I'm just
I
saying
didn't
that that's
think you
what I
was
just
making
saw.
it up. I just saying that don't even make sense. But
That don't
It
even
don't.
at all.
It really don't.
Not when
Yeah.
my man Pac was knocking Faith off at the time.
But you know, that's
don't do that.
right.
Two Pops.
Hold
Take
on,
money.
Faith
But that's
already told on herself anyway. She said that when she was
Lord.
young, she used
I
to
was
do
fucking a
what?
lot of niggas. Oh yeah, I
A
heard that
That
too.
lot
don't
of
mean
they.
it was Tupac.
No,
We're
she
not gonna
said,
do that. We're not
listen.
gonna do that. We're
Faith,
not
Faith
gonna do
said
that.
she was in her own mouth. She was out the streets wilding.
Yeah, she also said she never slept with him. And Tupac's family said he told them he never slept with him. He just said that to get under Biggie's skin. The only thing they did was take a picture at that party. And
I lied about girls I bombed in the past too.
yeah, he
Knowing I
just said
bombed
that
them. Knowing
because
I
I'm
it
just
would
bombed them.
get
saying.
under Biggie's
Knowing I
skin.
bombed them.
And then they took that picture, and she said she took that picture because Biggie was cheating on her. She wanted to make him mad.
oh
She knew
yeah,
that
yeah.
would make him
I
mad.
remember that interview. Yep.
Yeah,
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 and
she
they both
said.
said that. Trust me,
Mhm.
if he
She
slept
said
with
she
Faith,
did
he
the
would have
hook.
said outside of that song that he slept with Faith. Like,
Yeah, she said she
I
did a
said I
hook
didn't bomb
for.
girls.
He
I
told
actually
her.
bombed too. I'm just saying.
I know,
He
right,
told
right.
her.
We want to lie
she
both ways.
Faith
You know what I'm
said she did
saying?
a hook for him, and
Mhm.
he told her, "Oh, meet me at the hotel. That's where we're gonna get the check from my manager." And he told her you got to suck my dick to get this check. She
I
said,
don't know
"What?"
where you got that from, but don't even
I,
start the nonsense, please.
that's what I heard. Faith is giving this
Yeah,
story.
no,
This
no.
wasn't like somebody. This wasn't in the Kim Porter book. This was.
Man, the kid
Tupac
put it there.
family, Tupac
Um,
family said that he told them he never slept with Faith. He only took a picture with her. She was trying to make Biggie jealous. He was beefing with Biggie, and when that magazine came out, it was the perfect segue for him to put that in the song to piss Biggie off. He said he never slept with Faith. She said she never
Well,
slept with him. I mean, if this is a woman on camera that can say she slept with a lot of niggas, it would be nothing for her to admit that she slept with Tupac.
and
oh
then she
no,
turned around and tried to
especially
cover that up too. But I'm just
yeah,
saying.
because you
She
turned around
definitely
and
did.
said,
Cause she like to fuck mad niggas. Wait, I ain't mean to say it like no,
right.
bitch.
I
You
didn't mean to
said
say
it
it like
out
that.
loud and in
Yeah, she
public.
did say it.
We said it. We looked in your eyes when you said it.
But that don't
Crazy
mean she
thing.
slept with Tupac though.
Ain't
That
no
means
take back.
yeah, that that's
Hey,
that's
Sonny,
that's
copy that.
one thing that I feel like a lot of people do. If somebody did one thing, then they did everything somebody said they did. That's literally not how life works.
Yeah.
Hey man, we
True.
talked about
I mean,
in
I don't know.
episode
I think I,
153 of the
I
How to
think that's
Hustle
the thing about
podcast.
situations like that where people put information out there like that and then they do these things and then now they're trying to retract them. It's kind of hard
Right.
to retract stuff like that, because some people gonna still believe what they want to believe.
Of
Some people gonna
course.
take it for face value, and then some people gonna be like, "All right, we'll let you have it." So you can never be free from that kind of thing once you put it out there, or even if you insinuate it. And they did too much insinuation. He said too much, and it just was out there too much. So
Yeah, but she said,
Plus, the
literally
further you
said,
get from the
I
it don't
went to
matter
situation,
at
that
that point.
party,
because you
took a
can.
picture with Tupac to
Yeah.
make Biggie jealous because of how he was treating
Hey,
me.
people,
That
people,
makes sense.
The
And
people
then
been
further
because
you
they had that
the further
picture,
you get from them situations though is you can see one of the outlaws doing a video saying, "Yeah, I came in and he was hitting," and the other one to say, "Oh no, he ain't never hit." That's just how shit works.
I mean,
Mhm.
everybody gonna
Everybody
believe
gonna
what they
always have
want.
a
I
different story.
personally
Yeah,
don't believe they
copy.
slept together because I think outside of the hit 'em up song, Tupac wouldn't have had no
Take
problem saying that
money,
he did that. So
bad
Right,
boy
right.
killers. Hey, Rod.
So, so,
First off,
I
so
mean,
yeah,
we don't believe everything we hear in this records, right?
No, of course
No
not.
shade, no shade. No shit.
right. So, but
How's he performing in the Super Bowl?
outside of all the clout cases, outside of all the clout cases that a lot of people are doing, and trying to tie themselves either to Diddy or away from Diddy, what's your thoughts on some of the conspiracy theories, such as the CEO stepping down, Combs Enterprise employees stepping down? What's your thoughts on some of these conspiracy theories on what these people's roles were or how they were related? Have y'all been hearing?
Well, they said they going after 100 and some odd people. They handed out 100 and I believe 140 some indictments of people that are connected to him. So as far as I'm concerned, if you stepping down, you pop, like, whether or not we don't know all the names that's on that list that they coming after. They're trying to come at him like he's a big corporation, and everybody that was linked to any freak off or any type of situation that they're trying to charge him for, they're handing out indictments left and right. So a lot of them are stepping down before they get taken down, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who all, I don't really care, but I feel like some of them are stepping down legitimately because they know it's about to go down. Some people maybe just, they don't know, so they just like, you know what, I'm gonna go, but I don't know.
I think it's
So
more of
this
the
is how
second one.
conspiracy works. For these type of parties, where like we all know about the white party at the Hamptons, there's a guest list that the assistant has made. So now we got everybody's damn name on here.
Yep.
And if we just charging niggas with conspiracy, everybody whose name was on this guest list is now
Yep.
gonna get charged with this shit.
But it's
And
not even
again,
just guest people, it's everybody that's set up, it's people that cleaned up. They when they hand out indictments, it's not just guests, it's people that anybody that had anything to do with it, whether it was set up, take down, everything.
Most of that
that's
stuff
why I
ain't gonna
said
stick, and most of them they gonna hand them indictments out, hoping that they'll turn on him. You
Well,
know.
that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
where
Yeah,
They
that's the
want
main thing. They don't
evidence
want
and they
any of
want
those
witnesses.
people. They don't want
Exactly.
any
They
of
want
those
evidence
people.
and witnesses. Yeah,
that's where I
exactly.
was
Yeah.
going is if we just get the guest list for the party from 2007 and we just go through the whole list of, all right, it was 300 people that was invited, and these other 50 people who wasn't, like, all right, we gonna just start with them. You go straight at the nigga who ain't have nothing to do with nothing. Nigga, all I was in there doing was vacuuming. Like, my cleaning
Right.
company got hired just to clean the shit out.
Right.
The nigga who they going at with, yo, we got a federal indictment, just tell us what you know, is gonna start just talking about shit. Even though he don't know nothing, he didn't see nothing, maybe, but
Right.
that's how this shit works. That's how Meech and them went to jail. That's how a
Right.
lot of niggas end up.
That's how Michael Vick went to jail.
That's how everybody goes to jail, man.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you I'll give you a personal situation for me. My dad got 7.5 to 25 for saying, yeah, all right, on the phone, and was not there when they came. Okay. Like, that's how conspiracy works. All somebody has to do is say you was with it and now you're involved.
Yep.
That was the what's the name? That was the whole shit with Meech and them. It's like nobody just implicated Jeezy.
That's a fact. That's a very good point. But I also think
Believe me.
about, remember all the hype behind all these people being on the Epstein guest list?
Right.
Nothing
Mhm.
came of that, right? Because me being on the list don't necessarily mean I was involved in nothing. That was a whole island that people went to just for vacation. There was a small part of it where he was doing the bullshit. So just be like, it's like when people go to DR. Like, if I go to DR or you go to DR, you might not be going there to sleep with them women, right? But a lot of people do. Just because you went to DR, does that mean you went there to sleep with them women? No. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nope,
It's
but he
like
got your ass
what
on his
people are
registry.
doing now is like, oh, you was at a Diddy party, so you was doing the stuff Diddy do. First of all, Diddy had two different kind of parties, like I said earlier.
Right,
So
right.
being at a
That's a
Diddy
known
party,
thing too. Right, that's a known thing. They was two different. Well, not
right? So
allegedly, of
somebody
course.
being at a Diddy party is not an automatic public indictment, and that's what people are doing. Oh, well, Kevin Hart was hanging with
Yep.
Diddy. Everybody was hanging with Diddy.
Yeah, because Jason
Everybody
Lee
was
said
hanging with Diddy.
Jason Lee said he was outside. He never went in the house except for one time. He said because
That's
when
what
you
I'm
go in the
saying.
house, it's different than
Everybody
being
was hanging
outside.
with Diddy. What are we talking about? So we just gonna drag our whole race down because they was hanging with Diddy? That's the part I gotta. Oh, this person that
that's
y'all
what
don't
this
know.
whole
There's
shit
nothing.
is.
I'm about to say that is the point of a conspiracy theory, to make everybody look questionable so that the questionable people
Crazy.
crack. You know what I'm saying? And even as far as the people stepping down, there's the other thing. Like Sonny mentioned, either they know that they time is ticking, or they have nothing to do with it. But then the third thing that it could be is, I ain't had nothing to do with this, But I got some other skeletons in my closet that might have nothing to do with Diddy that I
Oh,
don't
Right.
need y'all
Right.
digging
don't
Yeah,
need
That's
y'all
the
that part
digging
point.
too.
in.
Yeah, because they
in. You
digging
know
And
what
off
I'm saying?
up and through the backgrounds. Yep.
I ain't got nothing to do with
yeah.
the freak offs, the lube, the baby oil, but I got some other stuff going on that
That
I
I don't
don't
want y'all
need
digging
y'all
into.
coming to the
Hey,
surface.
nah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and step down so I
Hey,
keep my
nah. This
skeletons right where they supposed to be at. I'm not
Yeah,
niggas
snitching on
getting
him. I'm not taking no time for him. I just don't want y'all looking into my business. So
right.
that's the other thing
niggas.
about these type of takedowns where, like you said,
Yeah.
they send out a bunch of indictments. Yeah, it's scary time. It's like, yes,
Right.
we putting pressure. That's really what it is. We putting full court press on y'all. We putting the pressure
Hmm.
on, and we gonna see who gonna turn over. We gonna see who gonna collapse, who gonna give it up, and who's gonna look so bad, you know what I'm saying, that maybe even like they not really even involved, but they just gonna crack under pressure and give up whatever
That's
just to get the
Yeah.
heat off them.
that's the
Right.
whole point. They don't want
And
those people for
the
real.
whole
Yeah,
family, if it's the feds, like you said, nah, this is been a buildup. We already know you guilty,
yeah,
so
we know.
we already coming with charges that are sticking, so that your ass can't get out of here. We're
Right.
not just coming to question you, like nigga. No,
Right.
we already
Yeah, the only
know.
thing you flip or you
Here's the
going to
pictures
jail.
of
Which
you.
one?
Here's the pictures of
Yep.
you with the baby oil in your hand and the chicks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
At the party in 2011,
Right.
That's when
Lennox,
the feds
Lennox
come.
to girl who looks unconscious. Yeah, you going
Now,
down.
Uh-huh.
I
So
will say the one thing that was very alarming was them saying that people were taking ketamine. Cause
Mm.
Mm,
that's some other
I'm
that's
sorry.
some other
I'm
And
like
they
sorry to
were
that's
hear
where
saying
that.
I
that
was
he was
like,
sneaking that in the. They were saying that he was putting something because they were saying something. What the hell they were saying? He was putting something in the drink.
mm.
I'm sorry. What's
now
ketamine,
if he
man?
was
I
doing
don't know what
that,
it was, but it was something that was tasteless that was incapacitating people. But I don't know. Like I saw it on one of the clips.
yeah, because that's the shit they give you in the hospital when you going to have a procedure. So that's
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's
the
another
one
level
piece
if
of
that's
advice,
what if he really was doing that.
that I
You know what
give
I'm
all
saying?
my cousins, nieces, and them when they go to school is don't accept drinks from niggas because they're nasty. If they
Don't
don't give
accept
you
drinks from nobody is what I tell my folks, because girls be
Yeah, but
finding
if you
people
at
up.
a party in a house party,
mm-mm.
with
my
Get,
somebody and he offer you a
My
drink, most
Poland
times
Springs
people
better
are
have a
going to take
seal
it.
on it if I'm accepting it.
and I'm about to say, and I can tell you from as much stuff as I've seen and what something that almost happened to a brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
advise
Well,
against.
I gotta watch you make my drink though. I
No, I
never let nobody
BYOB
go
at
get
house
my drink.
party.
I
Yeah, bring
never
my
let
own bag.
nobody
Bring
go
my
get
own
my
shit.
drink.
I see you when I get there. I got my own shit.
See
Yeah, I
again,
never let
Listen,
nobody like I gotta see you pour it from the bottle
no, I went
in
to a
my glass.
function and thought I had an edible, and I had an edible with a shroom in it. I don't remember. I remember getting in the car and nothing else
Oh
after.
God.
I remember nothing else but getting in the car with my friend and leaving. And I was like, yeah. It was like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm like, see now I bring my own edibles. Nope, we're good. Nope, because I don't even remember that night. Like
Oh yeah,
nothing
no,
happened to
I
me.
definitely wouldn't do those
Right.
at nobody's house
But
party.
nothing like I've never done one a day in my life. But like that was the first. Like I guess that was the first time I ever had one, and like because I never said, hey, I want to a shroom now. I'll eat an edible because I bring my own. But this one day in particular, I didn't have one. I thought it was just an edible, and it was not just an edible. And that thankfully I was with somebody that made sure I was good. But it was just like this is around friends and people that I fuck with. So I'm like, oh no, it wasn't that serious. No, like it could have been.
for
If
Yeah,
you
real,
don't
I
know
just
man.
how I
feel
would have
like
reacted.
the
So that's
truth is going to come to light. That's all we can say.
so
For real,
that
for
thing
real.
that Sonny was mentioning about the being incapacitated. That's what ketamine can do to you. It can
Yeah,
make
that's what I'm
you.
saying. Yeah.
It can sedate you. It can get put you in like in a hallucinogenic state, all that kind of stuff. So it's got multiple different effects that it can have on your body. So yeah,
I
that was a
remember a
That's
nigga said
crazy
on a
little
song, take
combination.
one of these, then sit
I just
back,
don't
wait a
really
half
trust.
hour on your issues, you'll forget that.
I don't know, man. It's real.
That's
It's
nasty
real
work, Lilo, once
crazy.
you think about it.
nasty work. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it's nasty work.
No,
It's all
people
nasty
do
work.
stuff and they don't think they're gonna get in trouble for the shit. Like let's keep it a buck. People do shit and don't think that it's gonna be a problem. Like once you do something
Especially
one
if you've
time
been
and you
doing
see
it.
you got that off, you could do it
Hmm.
as many times as you want. And like not to say that he's done this, like or he's the person that's doing this, because I don't know, like I'm not anything, like I don't know all that. But I'm just saying, like if he had tried it before and it was passable and nobody said nothing, and then he put it on a grander scale, and nobody said anything. Like it wouldn't be a surprise to me that now incorporated with these freak offs, this is what you're doing. So people are incapacitated, and now they're like I said, and then you run the risk of you're at your friend's party thinking you're having a great time, and they're recording you doing some nonsense while you're either not in your right mind, not coherent enough to function like how you normally would on a daily basis. And now you call up some shit, and they basically essentially blackmailing you. It's weird. I mean. Like I don't like this. For me, is what's scary for me is if he's doing things with the forethought of I can use this later. That's a problem for me.
Yeah.
Like you're my friend, I should never be in a situation
That's
where I
premeditated.
have to
Yeah.
worry about you coming back and spinning the block with any type of video of me
Very
in any kind of state that I didn't say that it's cool. It's one thing to walk up to somebody's house and you know that you're being recorded. It's a whole other thing to be recorded and not know. And especially in a vulnerable state, it is super hella problematic.
All
right.
right, but let's just
Why-
say
this is the one I don't understand though. Is like I don't want you to be like just dead, laying there, like
Some
crumbled.
people like
I-
that though. It's a
That's
fetish.
Yeah, but
that,
that is
right.
weird.
That's just
Again,
you
that is
thinking
nasty.
reasonable, Hype. That's you
Yeah,
thinking
that's
reasonable.
Yeah,
nasty
but
work. I want you to take this and look at me while you're doing it, not be just crumbled.
These,
but
these weirdos like that kind of stuff, Hype. It's
That's
weird,
not
I
man.
just
Yeah.
asking I just asking a
Go ahead,
question,
Tyre.
right? Did anywhere say that that these people didn't know that they were being filmed? I didn't read that.
That's been the assertion in some of the lawsuits and the and some of the allegations is that they were being filmed against
Yeah,
without their
absolutely.
knowledge.
And even if they were knowledgeable, like the one guy said that Diddy showed him a video of Stevie J and a whole other dude. Like even if I wanted you to film me, if we're in a situation where you're somebody I'm dealing with, and I'm okay with you filming me, doesn't mean I want you to show Joe Smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at it on the lines that he probably was taping it for moments like this to be like, ain't nothing happened that they didn't want, like, you know what I'm saying, like as evidence in case something happened.
People that like, and that's what, and that's the point that bothers me that he did that, because that's what predators do. You record shit to keep a memory of shit that you're doing. The same way some people serial killers take tokens to keep remembering what they did. Like that gives me that vibes. Not necessarily saying that's what he's doing, but that gives me that vibe. So somebody's recording people doing shit to for their own pleasure, to watch it back later and laugh about it and joke about it, because you're showing people that have nothing to do with that situation and showing them what this person did. That's none of their business. Like if I didn't show you it myself and I didn't agree to it being shown to somebody else that's outside of you that I let you record, that's a problem. This is why we see on the internet a lot of times people little sex tapes are getting leaked and they're not necessarily saying it's cool, but somebody mad at you, they got a whole tape of you doing some shit that you willingly said I could be recorded for this, but that you never probably thought that it could happen. But now you got to think whether you're being recorded willingly or not willingly, because people do weird shit all the time.
Yeah, and the feds watch these tapes too. The feds have to watch them tapes.
Yeah, they do.
I can hit damn near anything. Why am I like trying to blackmail you? This is the part that don't make sense to me.
Because when you're so good at getting stuff thrown at you, you don't want to hear or no. If you always get yes, and it's everybody willing to do everything you want to do, and that one person tell you no, why are you telling me? Do you know I got money? I could do this. I could do that. Like that's the thought people say, and not even just people with money. It's people that got that complex that everybody give me everything I want, and now you telling me no. Who are you to tell me no?
Yeah, that's what happens when you.
He definitely got that kind of ego. That's what
you get power drunk, man.
Yeah.
I will go live on the gram and say the first 6 chicks to give me a thumbs up, I'm flying out to Fiji. You know what I'm saying?
But again, that's an easy, that's a layup. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody who wants to on board. When people have that issue about power,
coach, how you start off a game, layup drills, layup line.
I understand that. I understand that, right? I understand that. But that's for people who actually are competitors, people who want a ball, people who just came to win. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? Who just came to win. They just used to winning. They don't even want to put up the jerseys no more. They just want to come and have 30 points on the board. They get somebody to cheat for them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's really what it is with these people that's so right. At that point, you so used to, like Sonny said, you so used to winning that winning ain't enough for you no more. The fact that you could just go on live, you could be like Boosie, go on live and be like, show me your coochie for $1,000.
Right.
And
Mhm.
It's some
you
people
have
that will do it.
niggas trying to get on your live, trying to get on there. You know what I'm saying? But that's not good enough for you because you're power drunk. So people who now will make it easy and willingly give you what you want ain't enough. I have to take even from people who don't want to give it to me because that's where here we go.
That's where the
Here's a perfect
that's where
example,
the
a
power
perfect
lies.
analogy. Omar on the Wire. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember he got upset because they just dropped the bag out the window? Because
Right.
everybody's
Yeah.
so
Nah,
used
yeah,
to him when
yeah.
he come by with
It's
the
all
shot.
about who you taking it from. Yeah.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Damn, nah.
Yeah.
That's facts, though. It's facts.
Right.
See, man,
No,
this is
Exactly.
the
that
kind
was
of
a good ass example. The answer is always the wire. But
this is the kind of expert
The answer is
analogy
always the
you get
wire.
out of
the
my
answer is
man.
always the
Okay,
wire. This
This
is
is always
always
the
what I
wire.
say.
Okay.
The answer is always the wire.
this is why my
There
man
you go.
Nas paid talent, and you will see him featured on August. I mean, excuse me, August. We're on to another show. Excuse me,
October.
Please, October
October the
19th,
19th.
sir.
Crush Lounge, 6414 Rising Sun Avenue. Doors are at 4:30. Get your tickets now.
Please.
$20.
It's gonna be fire.
Link in
Yeah.
the bio.
We won't be talking about Diddy though.
No
Right.
Diddy.
Right.
No
Lizzo.
Diddy.
Right.
Absolutely no
Let's take this
Diddy.
to the end of that.
No dude.
All right.
I
Let's
don't
take
know.
this
We
to
will
the end of
commit to
that.
that.
Hopefully,
I don't
we'll
know if we
see.
can commit to that now. 3 weeks, you never know what the hell's going on.
Right. I was
But
about to say.
I won't be
Hopefully, we'll
talking
see.
about Diddy.
We'll see what
I'm
happens.
the
Alright.
curator. I'm not putting nothing in there
Listen,
about Diddy.
listen, we will freestyle Hot 97 on your ass up there.
Don't do it.
Hey,
Don't do
yo.
it. Don't do it.
hey,
We
hey,
don't want to
nah,
get Sonny started because you know Sonny
hey,
will
nah,
start going off. We don't want to.
hey, nah,
He's
we
only
don't.
16.
That's
We
what I'm
don't need
saying. Nah,
Sonny
it'll
going
become the
off.
come
All
up show
right.
up that
We want
motherfucker
we
now.
want to keep it chill. She gonna start
He's only
snapping.
16.
Hey,
You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
we'll
Keep
come up that bitch like
going.
Ninja
Wait,
Fitness.
nah.
Like I
I had a
said, we go.
question for you, right? Because I keep
Keep
seeing you
going.
talking about this podcast that I don't know nothing about. Like, I mean, I seen them before. I remember they was in trouble for something else, but what happened?
Oh, shits and gigs.
Yeah, what happened?
All right. So these two brothers from London, one is Trini, one is African, Nigerian to be specific. They got this podcast. It's funny. People enjoy it, so forth, so on. Apparently, black women really do enjoy their podcast, enjoy the brothers. They think they're handsome, so forth, so on, right? So cool. They got a strong black female fan base on top of everybody else in their fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So they go on the Flagrant podcast, the boy Andrew Schultz, the white boy who used to be with Charlamagne on Brilliant Idiot,
The comedian?
the comedian.
Okay.
So they go on his podcast. He's being who he is, making insensitive comments,
Mm-hmm.
making jokes, whatever. So, the guys from Shits and Gigs start talking about the black girlfriend effect. Everybody's aware of the black girlfriend effect.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The black girlfriend effect on white guys, like how when they were white girls they look like this, when they were black
Travis
girls they look like
Kelce.
that. You know what I'm
Now, yeah.
saying? There goes the brothers right there. Them too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Fuhad is the dark skinned one. James is the lighter one.
Hey, bro,
They
So,
we can never take no flicks like this, bro. No, this is
Yeah,
never
what
in
the
a
hell?
million years.
this
That
is
picture
not.
Never
is
in a
that picture is a
million years.
pause. I'm gonna put a
That's
pause
what I'm
button over
saying.
there.
This is
Never
not
But
it.
in
that's
a
James'
million.
whole thing. James is always saying stuff Paul's worthy.
Yes. Okay, so you,
See,
Sonny,
I can
you
see
already
why.
know.
Yeah, I know who they are.
Um,
That's why I commented the way I did. But yeah, they basically talking about how Travis Kelce was with the black girl, and you saw how he was. Every black girl was like, who that white chocolate, whatever.
Mhm.
And now he with Taylor Swift, and he like a white boy now,
He looks like
super
a
Caucasian.
park
a
ranger.
super white person
He
versus
looked
how
like
he
all
was
he
with
got
the
is
black
dreads
girl.
on
But
his
go ahead,
pocket.
He look
Nye.
like a park ranger. Go ahead.
Right.
He
So
looks like
they
a
was
park
talking about
ranger.
that,
Damn, boo.
and Andrew Schultz tried to spin it and was like, "No, they not getting fades. They not getting fades and low cuts." Well, that's not okay. So that's pause worthy, but it's also from Step Brothers too. So keep that in mind.
I don't care
Um,
where it's from. Go
Bro, I
ahead.
don't. Yeah, I
well,
don't
it's
want to get no
supposed to.
flex.
It's a comedy element to it.
No. No.
No, that ain't
Um,
funny, man.
no, y'all never saw
No.
Step Brothers with Will
No.
Ferrell
No.
in?
No.
All right,
Keep
I
going.
think
Keep
Step
going.
Brothers is
Keep going.
hilarious.
Keep
Yeah,
I
going.
saw
anyway.
Step Brothers too, but I don't recall nobody's shirt saying "Daddy's home" while he looked back at it. That's not what the situation
They
is
did
supposed
way
to
gayer
be.
stuff on that joint. Keep that in mind. But that's
I
another
mean,
story.
All right.
that's their humor.
Continue
That's
now, because
their
I
humor,
want to
not
get
our
to the
humor.
point of why people are so mad. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so Andrew Schultz spins spins it like he normally does. Like, this is what he does. If you bring something good to him, he's going to try to find a way to make it out of control. So they bring up the black effect, and he's like, no, I think that they shaving their heads because they stressed out for being with a black woman. And then,
Wait,
yeah,
give me that one more time. Give me that for the people in the back. Can you give me that one more time? I got a text message.
not a problem. Andrew Shaw said that he doesn't think what they're describing is the black girlfriend effect. He's saying that these dudes are not shaving their head because they were black women, you know, for style or anything like that. They're shaving their head because they're losing their hair from being with a black woman, and they grow beards to cushion from getting smacked all the time. So
Wow.
he said that, and
What?
the same way you're laughing and saying what, they laughed. They didn't agree, they laughed. That was strike number one amongst black women. They laughed. They didn't correct him. Although, let the record reflect, James said, no. When white guys are with black girls, they make them step their game up. But that part is lost in translation. Nobody even remembers that.
Of course.
So then Andrew Shaw goes on to say, he says something about it probably being some kind of defensive reaction or whatever. I forgot the word he used. But then he asked them if they've been, have they been with black girls? They said, yeah. Have you been with white girls? Yeah. Which do you prefer? They both got quiet for a couple of seconds, like this. And then Fahad said, we love them all. And James was like, yeah, we love them all. We love them all. And then one of Shaw's cast people, one of his people on the show said, that means white. That translates into white. And then they all laughed. So black women are upset because they feel like these two niggas was up there laughing at the white man's jokes and didn't stand up for their black queens and defend them and tell him about himself.
So I don't know who they are, but I know who he is, right? And I see black people laugh at his jokes all the time.
All the time.
When he was talking about Meek and Diddy and
Exactly.
this and that, right? It was no problem. So I always say this, right? He's being him. He's not deviating from anything that he normally says, right?
Wait, Taya. I want to make a point of what you just said,
go ahead.
Right? You just mentioned men that he made fun of.
Right.
This time it's black women.
I understand who it is. I'm aware.
No, but I'm saying that for the audience to understand. Exactly. Me and you on the same train, Bob. I had to put that out there for the audience so they could see why there was a difference in reaction.
Right.
It's still jokes like it normally is.
It should be.
This was a different subject matter. This is what he does. He makes these kind of, what's the word?
He makes homophobic, xenophobic, racist, ignorant,
he has no kicks.
Inappropriate jokes. None.
Controversial.
None.
You see, I laughed because that shit was funny. I'm not even gonna lie, that shit was funny.
Is literally
that shit was funny.
I'm not offended or anything else. I did not laugh. For me personally, it's just
he is an agent.
I don't carry the way. Like I said, I only follow them on TikTok. I do see their stuff on Facebook here and there, and sometimes on Instagram. I'm not a scroller, but I do when I do decide to scroll, I do see their stuff. I don't necessarily subscribe to follow them stuff or anything like that. I do follow them, however, on TikTok. I did watch their apology.
Which was the dumbest thing they could have did.
What are they apologizing for?
Because there a lot of the black people did not necessarily, a lot of the black women did not necessarily like that, and they felt like they weren't defended in that moment.
You want to be defended when somebody makes a joke? He wasn't serious. It's a joke.
Yes.
And it's literally a show where he makes these jokes all the time. The problem is people don't know these people and they just go off of what they see them say in that moment and then they react emotionally. Because that's why I asked you, who was it? Once you told me who it was, I'm like, that's right in line with all the other jokes he made that people think are funny.
Absolutely. I agree. But so the bigger problem is
you're talking crossing fan bases, right? You call
Yeah,
Yes.
crossing fan
yeah,
bases, because if you take the Shits and Gigs fan base and you introduce them to Andrew Schulz, they don't understand that. They don't understand that these are
yeah.
jokes. All they see is a white guy going off on black women. That's all they're
There you
seeing.
go.
You know, that's the
Yep.
Yeah, I
difference.
don't know who that guy is.
I know both. I know both. And for me, honestly, for me, as just, you know, I mean, one, I don't really not that I don't really subscribe. I definitely don't subscribe to Shits and Gigs. I definitely don't really like rock with them at all, because one, they're not black. That's the thing. They're not black. They're not American. They're not black. They're not American. They're from the UK or wherever, and so they don't. I don't think that they even really like think about it at that level when they do their own
Okay.
jokes, because the thing is they're coming from it from a certain like point of view, right? So some of the things that I've seen them say, some of the things I've seen them joke about has been very insensitive from a black American's point of view. The thing is with Andrew Schulz, everything he says is
Right. That's he
controversial,
like a white Dave
racist,
Chappelle.
or insensitive from everybody's point of view. And that's what he sells. He sells controversy. He sells like going over and above and over the top.
Yep.
Looking at it from the point of view of them trying to basically placate or, you know, satisfy their black audience, I applaud them for trying. The thing is that them trying to match that with their personal views, that's where they're failing. And like you said, nah, they shouldn't have
Make a
apologized.
good point.
That's what if they looked at it as jokes, they should try to explain, like,
Right.
hey, we're on a platform with somebody and this is their platform. Or
Well, they
maybe,
did explain it that way. They
yeah.
so the way they apologized, they acknowledged that people took it away, and
Mhm.
they said that even when he made the comments, he said it threw them off, and the only thing they could do, like it's almost like we're live recording and you say something and I'm uncomfortable, so the first thing I do is laugh, right?
Right.
They said it from that standpoint, like they came on to his show, they didn't the way they apologized, it was kind of along the lines of like we didn't think it was funny, but at the moment it just was something that happened and we didn't know how to get out of it. And they kept saying that even though it's unseen of the whole podcast, because you know it's edited and stuff, they were like basically they were trying to redirect the conversation and they were asking him to move on, but he didn't. He kept going back to it.
Because it's his show and that's what
Because
he's gonna
and
do.
that's what they were saying, like we would asking him to move on. Like whether or not they did or not, they were just saying they asked him to move on and he didn't, and he kept going back to it, and then they just felt uncomfortable, so they kind of went along to get along,
Right.
Yeah.
So this is
and
why
they
I
So the
always
apologized
tell
for
people.
that part of it, like going
I
along to get
mean,
along.
What
right.
I always
what
tell
I would have
people do
did
your
was
homework before you get on somebody else's
thank you.
platform.
Bingo, brother.
that
Thank
bingo,
you.
bingo. That's what I was
Listen,
just about to say. I
thank
don't
you.
even know if they really understood what they were even probably
Plenty of
getting
Thank
people
across,
ask
you.
me,
if that's what they were trying to do. Yeah.
can they get on with me? Can I get on with them? And it's like, have you ever first thing I ask you, you ever listen to the show? I don't know.
Exactly.
Because I don't want you to be tying me into something that I don't want associated with my name. You might do this and it might just not. I don't think you're good at this. And if I don't think you're good at this, if I hear like, okay, you just need a little help with this, that, or whatever, but some shit you might be saying is like, oh no, I don't want nothing to do with that. And I remember
Yep.
I had a girl that was a comedian, and I listened to her do a few
I feel like
interviews.
I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah,
bro.
you know exactly what I'm
Because
talking about.
I think I did too.
I listened to her do a couple interviews and said, okay, she's a comedian. She's going to completely derail the show if you keep trying to give her structure. So just let her be funny. Then I heard her on with somebody else and they had a whole argument and didn't like the show and they debated on putting it out. It's because it's like, yeah, you didn't do no homework on this girl. You didn't
Exactly.
understand who you had or what you had or what you was walking into. So if you
Mhm.
think these is just basically some hot take, let's say anything to get the viral
Yep.
clip on the internet, I'm cool. It's not what my brand is be associated with. That's not
Yeah.
what I want my name to
We
be with.
we
don't
had
see the
one
Yeah.
of
shit the
those
same way.
moments on the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. Somebody came on there and I wasn't there, and it wasn't even a show I curated. They just went, whatever. And I don't think anybody looked into this person before he came on there, and
I'll tell somebody when we get done the episode, yeah, I don't like that, John. We ain't putting that out.
he just was
If I really don't
wild.
like it that
You know what I
much.
mean? But it's some of the highest ratings that the show has gotten, like top 5 episodes,
Like
because
that.
it was just that person was just that wild. And I'm like, I'm not putting I
You like
curated
that.
this one. Because
Yeah,
I
but
you know what I mean, I made sure that I didn't say I curated that one. But My thing is, you made a good point because I say this about Shay Shay, I say this about anything, right? Y'all
Mm-hmm.
gotta know the platforms you going on. Like when Amanda Seales
KYP.
went on Shay Shay and she's like, "Oh, I thought this was a safe space." Do you watch this show? Do you see
No.
what happens on the show? Like, what are you talking about? So
KYP.
there has to be some accountability there too as well. But what I would have did was before I apologize, if I apologize, I would have showed some clips from some of his other shows and said, "This is just this man's, sense of
This is
humor
MO.
or his banter. It's not personal to black women because he literally has no picks. So now you're trying to create this narrative like he only got something against black women. He don't got nothing against anybody. He's like a white Dave Chappelle. He has no
But
filter. He says the
but
most controversial
there
shit he possibly can, and it
Mm.
was a
but
joke.
but they're not making it about what he said. They're making it about what those two
Their
guys didn't do.
reaction, their
You know
reaction.
what I'm saying?
Right?
So
No,
they
that's
accept
what
their
I'm getting
shows
at.
as shows.
So if
They
I
accept
go
their
on this
shows as
show,
shows.
I know this man is a comedian. I know he
Mhm.
made a joke. That's why I laughed. That's what I would have said. He makes these kind of jokes. We thought it was a joke, so we laughed because we thought it was a joke. We never thought that he was serious. That's all they had to say.
Even
Because
if
What
because you can
Nari
because you
and
can back that up. You can back that up.
But that's the thing. I think I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's a win out of any explanation on that from that
that's
situation.
why I wouldn't have
Right.
said
It's
anything.
not.
Yeah,
I would
because
have
I think
said nothing.
yeah, because I think even if you did say, "Hey, I thought it was a joke, so I laughed," or I got a very dark sense of humor, so I
Yep.
found that moment to be funny. People gonna still demonize you regardless. People gonna find a reason to
Yes.
demonize you no matter what you do, regardless of how
Yes.
you do it, what you do it. So if you don't, if you don't, I mean, if you do an apology like that and you don't resonate and touch everybody, it's gonna take you down even
Yeah,
further.
that's true.
So I
Yeah.
think it's like
And that's
like y'all just
impossible to
said,
do.
it's better
it's
for them to say
impossible to
nothing
please
at that
everybody.
point. Just to
I
be like,
wouldn't have said
let's just
nothing.
take a step back, let this die down, and then come back later
See,
and be like, all right,
see,
like
this is what
Man,
back up
what I
to
would
this
have
is what I
never commented on it. I would have put out my next episode because that's what they did. They started the next episode with an apology. Hell
Yeah.
no. I would have put out my next
Right,
episode like it
right.
didn't happen. And the next episode after that, and the next episode after that. I would have never. Now, me personally, of course, I would have never went on the show because I would have did my homework like I know to do. But in their shoes, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have just kept putting out my content because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Every time you do something in the content space or creator space and you have to issue an apology,
Yeah,
if you don't issue that apology, the moment after whatever happens, people don't believe you and they're going to use it against you.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Because that episode
but this is
dropped and there
also
were days, weeks before this all came out, right? Like this episode didn't drop and then somebody
right.
already magically said it the next day. No, this episode had been out for a while. But once somebody sent that clip and the clip went viral weeks after, now it's a whole big deal. So if they had apologized as soon as they came off the show, that could have been the W because it would have been like, oh, they genuinely are sorry. They got out in
Right.
front of it
Yeah.
Yeah.
before we even knew it happened. But because they are reacting, you
Right. To
lose,
the
like what he
public.
said.
Right.
reactive
You
instead of
lose no
proactive.
matter
Yeah.
how you go. So
Right.
they should have said nothing
That's
because,
true.
truth be told, the black women who was not going to rock with them because of that are not going to rock with them. And I'm going to say this, and it might come off offensive. Too bad. The majority of people who complain about podcasts and podcast clips don't watch podcasts.
They
They
don't.
just watch
They don't.
clips.
They
They
literally they watch
don't.
So you're
Yeah.
clips.
not
They literally watch
losing.
clips.
They
So
don't.
you're not losing subscribers. Are there going to be less people that might come to your show? Possibly. Are you still going to sell out your show if you have 2 million followers? You're
Yeah.
not going to lose enough to not still sell out the show.
That's a
And
fact.
if you don't say anything, you're probably going to end up with new followers.
That's a
True.
Because
fact.
everybody
Very
hung up
true.
on that little moment. Everybody
I
uproar.
never
When you get
heard
the
of them.
uproar, everybody come.
I never heard
Exactly.
of them until today. I
So
So
only know
this is
because you kept
also
posting about it, and then I see somebody else post about it. I never heard of them
I
before
watch.
yeah,
this.
I
this
because
watch
is
their little.
also
I watch
But I
their.
do
I
know
watch
who
their shows a
Andrew. I
couple
did
times.
know who Andrew Schultz is. I did know. But now
I
you
saw
made a
Ryan
good
Clark
point
mention
about
about it
them.
on a pivot.
If they
And
would have
then,
said, it's going to be an episode that's going to come out on the Andrew Schultz show, and something
yeah,
happened, and blah blah blah, cool. But when you wait until the public, you see how the public reacted to you, and now you apologize.
You're not
It isn't as
apologizing. You're
genuine,
just
and it
trying to
doesn't seem
placate.
like you're
Yeah.
remorseful.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Because the truth is, you thought it was you didn't
Yeah,
have. The truth is, you're lying. The truth is, your
yeah,
apology isn't
yeah,
true. You
yeah.
wasn't no flight or flight. You thought
Paying lip
everything was
service. Yeah.
cool. You
Right.
laughed the same way Taya laughed because you didn't think it was a
Why
big
you gotta say
deal.
I love?
Because you laughed because you accepted that that's Andrew Schultz and that's what he
It's
did. That's what he
inappropriate
does.
humor, which I'm a fan of. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan. He is like a
So
white Dave Chappelle,
the
literally.
same
See,
thing
this is
Willie
why.
said that they make inappropriate jokes or laugh at inappropriate stories or
Yeah.
whatever on their own podcast. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hmm.
So it's not like they're unfamiliar with the humor. Even if they don't know Schultz up and down, it's not like they're unfamiliar with their type of humor. So they laughed. They thought it was funny. They didn't know that this was going to happen to them. Now that it happened, they're reacting, trying to placate, trying to kiss ass. When you should have just took the hit, and whoever you lose, you lose. Whoever you keep, and they keep going to gain more.
Right, right.
It
But
was
that was
going to
the
be a
purpose.
distant
I'm sure that
memory.
was the purpose of going on there was to get that cross. That
Right,
not that
right.
it's not
Yeah,
crossover, but that cross. Fan base, get them on your side,
Yeah.
and get them to understand who you are,
right.
exposure, and all the things, and even with a little bit of controversy, that's just going to build up your brand anyway. So,
There you go.
Yeah.
Should have just took the hit and kept on pushing.
Yeah,
But they
that's
some
a
soft. They,
that's a
that
real
was some
good point.
soft. That was some soft nigga behavior that they showed.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at
This
their
is why
pictures,
you
and
need
I'm
to
not
be. If you
surprised
doing
that they exhibit
podcasting,
soft nigga behavior. I'm looking at their pictures, and they just seem
That's
like
some
they would
soft
do
nigga
that
behavior,
anyway.
man.
But
To let
it's
people
just,
bully you into a corner like that.
yeah,
You
that's
let Andrew
crazy.
Scholes,
Stand
and
on
then
it.
Andrew Scholes then cooked them
yeah,
today.
I see that in the
He
articles.
cooked them
Yeah,
with his response. He had a response where he's watching their apology and breaking it down and putting holes in it. And the biggest hole he paused, and the biggest hole he punched in their story and their apology was that he said they asked to have parts of the episode taken out. And a producer asked to have parts of it taken out. But that part stayed.
yeah,
So
So
why
while
y'all
you're
keep that
selling
part?
to your audience,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So while you're selling to your
Yeah, I'm done.
audience,
I'm done.
we didn't do this, we didn't do that, we're sorry. Next time we'll get it right. You had the chance to get it right on the back end
Exactly.
if you thought it was wrong by saying, yo, cut that part for us, man. Just cut that part.
Yeah, nah. It's
Oh
because
But
yeah,
you
this
they
is why.
done.
I'm
They
telling you,
done.
This is a
I'm
they
if
didn't
you
done.
see
even
this
make
enough
is
of
it.
their clips, if you see enough of their clips, they make these jokes themselves, or they
Right.
laugh at these kind of not make them, but they laugh at these
I'm
kind
about
of
to say they
stories.
laugh at other people making those jokes. Yeah,
They
yeah,
laugh at that stuff all the time.
yeah.
It's not new for them. I don't know
It's
why
not.
people act like this is brand new for them. That's why I don't really. That's why I don't even like seeing them come across my
Yeah.
timeline. I'll be like, keep scrolling. Like them niggas
But
is
can I
So
get one
it
more thing off
sounds
my chest
like.
right
lame.
quick,
They
y'all?
they
Can I
lame.
get one more thing off my chest right
Go
quick,
ahead.
y'all?
Go ahead. Mhm.
This is what happens, black women. Hi. This is what happens when y'all put stock in people that y'all think are handsome, saying stuff and behaving in a way that you think is something that you approve of in terms of black male content creation. Y'all run across so many bad representations of black male podcasters that when y'all find some that y'all favor, y'all cling to them so much, especially if y'all find them attractive. Y'all cling to them so much that y'all pedestalize them. So now when they show
Oh.
a human moment, when they show a chink in their armor, they gotta fall so damn far. Now y'all want them canceled. Now they this, now they that, so forth and so on. Because it was literally 2 months ago, the meme was going around with a picture of them two saying, "These are the only black men allowed to have a podcast."
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, wow.
Well,
That's how strong the favor was, and it just reminds me of Derek Jackson,
oh
somebody else
Lord, not
who
that one
gave
again.
y'all what y'all wanted to hear, or gave y'all something that y'all was comfortable with, and then y'all thought they was attracted, so you pedestalized them, and then the fall, of course, boom. Learn y'all
anything you
lesson,
put
man.
anything you put on
I
a
think that
pedestal is
most of
gonna
these
have a
black
fall.
women don't watch that show though. A lot of them that's in it, the clip probably was
They just
circulating
watched
and
the
they
clip.
saw it and then they jumped on the bandwagon. Because if Willie is saying
Absolutely.
that they always laugh at these kind of jokes all the time, why
Yeah,
are
they
y'all
laugh at all
surprised that they
kinds of
laugh
stuff.
at that
Yeah.
joke? Y'all must don't watch that show to even know
They
who they
don't.
are
They
or what they
didn't.
stand for. I'm
They know
telling you,
they
most of
5
these
Because
favorite
even if
people
you,
clips
because
that
even if you
circle
think they're
around.
attractive, it's like they have so many pause worthy moments in their podcast. It's like James, do you really like Fahad or like? But I honest like I'll
But
like
that's
you
why I said
understand
it's
when you
an
watch their
attraction
podcast,
factor.
they're very good friends. But he gives James gives a lot of pause moments. He called that man grown ass man daddy.
But
call him
that's
what?
why I said it's an
He
attraction
called him
factor,
daddy
right?
sometimes during the
Oh
podcast.
hell no! See, I
Like,
thought
but
y'all,
that's what
y'all
I'm
could have
saying.
led
To
with
be
that. Y'all could have led with
That's
that.
why I
Y'all could
said
have
it's
led
an
with that.
attraction factor because if they thought these was two ugly, unattractive dudes, they would have been calling them homo. They would have been calling them everything in the book. They'd have been like, "Oh, those two gay dudes is funny," or they
Right.
would have been like, "They gay and a half," or half gay and whatever. They would have made whatever
yeah.
jokes they'd have made about these guys, and they would have had a different output as opposed to pedestalizing them as these two knights who, if a white man says something bad about black women, they're gonna step up and be like, "No, not my European
But
princesses,
that was
Right.
clearly
my
a
African
joke, man. That
queen."
wasn't even nothing like serious. It was a
But
joke.
to
Like
but
if
to
that
Willie's
man said
point,
that on
This is why
stage
I
and
always
people was
tell
in
you
the
though, nah.
audience, they would not get offended. They would laugh. Because I've seen
but
the
to
kind of jokes that he tells on stage and it's black people in the
In
audience
the audience
cracking up.
laughing.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but
So that's
but
what I,
to
Go
so
ahead.
that's
but
my
to
whole
Willie's
thing.
point, like
Hold
he
up.
said,
Just
if
now,
they
just
don't
like
know
with
that
Focus,
guy,
just
if
because
they
you
don't
black
know
Right.
don't mean
him,
you one of us.
and they don't know what kind of content he gives, yes, Fahad and James do have some dark humor and stuff like that, but like not to that degree of what he does, right? They
Yeah.
do have it, but not to
Not to
his
that.
degree.
Yeah.
So,
They're
like
not
I
making
said,
it
To that
it's like
level.
to what Willie said, they may not have expected that, and like and if most of their viewers are mainly women, they probably really thought like you it was gonna stand up for us, and they didn't. So it was kind of a letdown. And to Nye's point, you can't put people up on a pedestal and have them do this thing like that. Like for me, it don't make me no never mind. I watch their stuff and I think it's funny, like especially when they read someone say they go over some of the content they go over it and stuff they talk about. But do I
Mhm.
sit there and watch it every week? No, I don't watch it every week. I watch it when I catch it, when I got time, like I do any other podcast. I watch it when I got time, and if I feel like being into it that day, I'll watch it. But I'm not putting nobody up to no expectations of what they're supposed to be. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that guy. Like I personally don't know this guy that show they was on. I don't. Maybe I'm living on a rock. I don't know this guy. I don't care about him. Apparently, he was friends with Charlemagne. Apparently, everybody was
Yeah.
saying Charlemagne
Yeah.
should have talked to him. I don't know. I don't even care.
Talk to him. Charlamagne
Let
probably
me in
saying the
here real
same
quick.
thing. He's a comedian. Like I don't
This is one thing. Like I said, you
ain't
vet
like
these
he called them
situations
nappy
before you
headed
join
hoes,
them.
you know what I mean? Don Imus.
Right.
Like
Oh, not the
You
Don
I'm
Imus.
just saying,
Happy
like,
that
I
hoes.
don't know.
you
Like,
gotta
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
probably the wrong person for this because I enjoy
oh man.
inappropriate humor as long as it ain't going too far. And I don't feel like that was going too far. That's probably the lightest joke I ever heard this man tell. And we just going off the deep end about it. But
Yo, he
not
legit
saying,
said worse things earlier in the episode about Africans and Trinidadians
Oh
to
wow.
start the show.
Right.
exactly.
Right.
But again, because
It's
people are
selective
not
outrage.
watching the pot, it's not selective outrage. You can't be mad about what you ain't watch.
Right.
but
Right.
this
And
is
because
again,
people
No,
are
this
I'm
goes
only
back to hold
absorbing
up, let
them,
me in here, let me
because
in here,
people
let me
are
in here.
only absorbing what they see on Facebook or what might come across their YouTube feed, and they're not actually watching the content,
okay.
they
All
The
right,
only
you're right.
get
podcast is
mad
not
about what they
but
saw and what was fed to them.
But it's given now. Once you said that he said they had the opportunity to take that out the episode and didn't. They might have
Oh
just
yeah.
wanted the views. Think about it. I never heard of them. Now I know who they are. Mission accomplished. And then I'm
Mhm.
apologize. That gives me more views. Like I always say, I'm not mad
That's a
at
good
how the game is
film.
played. I just need people to realize the game is being played. A lot of these people
Yeah.
be playing games, so it's very possible that all of this was a game for them. They
Oh,
know who show they was going on. They know what the topic was. They know how he talked, right? And
when
then
you do that
you
type of
know
show,
what he
when you do a
said,
show like that, it's all about just making a clip. It's all about just
right?
going viral. It's not about creating any
What?
good
So why
content
didn't
or
you
having
ask
an
them to
actual
take that
message.
part out too? Because you
Hmm.
know if that becomes a clip, y'all about to get all the attention in the world, good or bad. And then all you got to do is, all right, the heat came. Now we're going to apologize. Some women is going to fall for y'all apology, like Nas said, because they like y'all. because they got y'all on this pedestal. Well, they apologized and maybe they didn't know, and he the one that told the joke. Mission accomplished.
Oh no,
That's
the
what
ones
it
that like
sound
him is
like.
the hurt. The
The
ones that like him is the
pedestal
hurt
of the
ones.
situation that you said though, like the problem when you put anything on a pedestal is all it can do is let you down. All it can
Yeah,
do is come
exactly.
down.
That's a
You
bar.
put it up here and built it into being some
Facts.
shit that it could never be. When you put something on a pedestal, you have built it up now to being some shit that it can never live up to. All it can
Right.
do is disappoint you and let you the fuck down. But this
Right.
is why this is the joint why I always say paid talent. You have to be quick on your feet when you're in these situations. You
Yep.
have to vet these situations. You get put in a situation where niggas say some shit that you don't like, you're like, oh, this is the same goofy shit that you were saying on the episode 3 weeks ago. That way
Exactly.
you have now
Yep.
distanced yourself from this and you've recognized that, oh, this is the same bullshit that they did the last time. And I don't
Could
want to
have
be
hit him with a
associated with
"Here
this.
you go."
Or like,
Yeah,
damn,
you
you
got
on your
that
own
bullshit
with
again.
that one, Drew.
Right,
I
right,
actually
exactly.
co-signed that one. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
But you got to
But
be
they
quick
didn't
with it
want to
and
do
paying
that
attention to
because
do that
that
type of
doesn't
shit.
get them to this moment.
No, they
Yeah,
laughed. They
I
thought it
feel
was funny. That's
Right.
what I'm
They
saying. They
thought.
genuinely
Listen,
thought it was
it's
funny.
giving
So
Will
they didn't
Smith at the
think nothing
Oscars.
about it.
He thought
They
he
didn't
thought
think
the
nothing
joke about
about it
Jada was funny. He
until the
thought he
reaction.
saw Jada
Right.
reaction. Now he want to smack Chris
Yes.
Rock. That's
No,
what
Same
that's
thing. Same
that's
thing,
Dave
Ty.
Chappelle.
Same beat.
That's Dave Chappelle in blackface. The shit was funny until these white boys start laughing too fucking hard when he's doing this
There you
shit.
exactly.
go.
Exactly.
It was
We could
funny
give a
until you start
million
holding your
example of
chest.
this, but at the end of the day, in most cases, I'm usually on the side of the platform because my platform is what my platform is, right? If my platform is inappropriate jokes, that's my platform. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't get mad at my platform. It's been my platform. They came on my show.
But
Right.
some
So
niggas they didn't know that was your platform because they didn't do the homework. That's
they
the
didn't do
problem
the
from the jump.
homework. Exactly. That's on
Yeah, no,
you.
I'm agree with Taya that this is definitely sounds like a play on basically a marketing play, basically a PR play. Like, you know what, we're
All
gonna
this
do
shit
this,
is
we're gonna
always
take this little
marketing.
hit, but we're gonna gain all this
Right.
exposure, some more followers. I mean, I still don't agree that they should have did the apology thing, but I definitely feel like it was
That was
definitely
terrible.
it was definitely something to boost their exposure.
That's more views. More people tuned in to see the apology. Probably
Right.
people that never was watching them before then went to watch the apology
Yeah,
just
they
to see
watch
what they
way more.
said.
Exactly. Yep.
They didn't watch the
So
episode. They just watched the clip of an
Watch the clip.
apology,
right,
and that's what I'm saying.
exactly.
So
But you
that
still
still
getting the
don't
credit
necessarily.
for the views.
No, because other people. That's the part of this that I want to frame real quick.
Mhm.
Other people are grabbing content. Hopefully, I get to the point where other people are grabbing my content and running around with it and spreading it, right? But the only downside of that is that a lot of that traffic never leads back to you.
Right,
It leads back to whoever shared it.
right.
That's why you have this channel I just saw the other day. There's this Facebook page that's famous for posting snowfall. FX, nobody from Snowfall see anything from that.
Mm-hmm.
But they post snowfall clips all day long.
Right.
And that's the same thing. There's going to be somebody that does a reaction video, somebody else that does a reaction video, somebody else that does a reaction video. And all these videos hit the hits. And nobody ever goes directly to shits and gigs to see the entire apology from beginning to end, because that's unfortunately how we absorb information now as a people. We will
Right.
take what you feed me as opposed to doing my own research.
Yeah, because I saw the apology clip,
Copy that.
but I went to I followed them on, like I said, I followed them on TikTok, so I went to their TikTok page and actually watched it.
So yeah, so even that kind of plan of thinking, oh, okay, I'm gonna do the marketing plan and it's gonna get us more. Not exactly. Because especially the women who are mad at you, they are not going to your page because they don't want to give you the burn. So
Right.
they're gonna go ahead with this person who's bashing you on their reaction, and
You got a
that
yes
person
and a
gets
no
all the
there.
views.
You got a yes and a no there because you got some niggas who gonna hate watch it just so they can put in the comments.
Right,
that
that's
they
what
Some
I'm
got beef
saying.
with.
some of that is gonna happen. Facts.
Yeah. So they can comment under the video and say what they want to say to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that could go a lot of ways,
It
but
could
it's
go a
all
lot of
going to
ways.
end in them getting more views and more people knowing their name. I never even heard of them.
It definitely made
I
their
don't know
name
if they
bigger
So
for
even heard of
sure.
them
For
yet.
sure. Yeah. For sure.
you
For
heard of them,
sure.
Hype? Before
Hell no,
today?
they won't be at a they won't be at a podcast link live show
I've
until we
never
do it.
heard of it. I've
I've
never
never heard of
heard
these
of these.
niggas.
I
Don't
never
know.
heard of these people at
Okay.
all. And these
So
people
you don't want me to
bother
invite
me.
them, Mike?
No,
Hey, listen,
they
tell them niggas
don't.
they
They
can buy a
don't
ticket.
want me on their
Listen, they can buy a
platform.
ticket like money's never personal.
Can
They can
y'all
buy a
imagine
ticket
if
just like
I was
I'm
on
anybody
about
their
to
else.
say it's
platform?
business, baby, never personal.
That's
Right,
exactly.
I'd be
It's
right.
like,
business. It's never personal.
I'd be like, when I'm on this show, y'all can't sit next to each other like y'all was in that picture.
Man,
Like I
if they pay
would
for their
destroy
ticket,
them.
they
I
could go
really
ahead and
would.
be whatever couple they want if they pay for them tickets.
Yeah.
Go
Right,
ahead, sit
right,
in the back and do
exactly.
your thing.
Nah, they could come in a daddy and a zaddy shirt for all the fuck I care as long as
I'm
long
not
as we
gonna
got
lie,
basic
yo. That
coverage.
joke was funny. I feel bad, but I'm a person who like inappropriate humor, and that shit was
Yeah, I got a dark
So you
sense
that
heard
of
the
shit
one
was
humor.
about the
funny.
monkey? You heard the one about the monkey and the two dogs,
Yeah,
Ty?
right. Well, we got to go ahead and wrap this show up. With Sunny done dozed off and knocked herself off the live.
I didn't doze off. I meant to press the button. I'm not
Yeah.
using laptop tonight. Shush.
Nah, this was great though.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate y'all for joining us. Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
Yeah,
always,
definitely.
always.
You know what? We're gonna have Taya tell everybody where they can find her. Go ahead, Taya.
I don't know if I want to give my name out the stuff I was saying.
She has her whole government on the screen right now saying she doesn't want to give her name out.
Right? Just out there, out loud and in
Damn,
public.
I didn't realize.
She's her blood type is O positive.
All right. Because somebody will take a clip and say I'm defending Diddy or something. I wasn't.
Oh man,
clear.
That was just like when we did.
Diddy. I just
That was like when Taya came out with the "Make Raw Hands Great Again."
Yeah, make Raw Hands great again. Don't start hype. Don't start.
Shout out to James.
Williams yesterday, mad.
Shout out to sports for you.
I was looking at Caleb Williams mad yesterday. But anyway, damn, you made me feel I was gonna say. Oh, Just Hire Brand LLC, JUSTCYA. Please don't inbox me with any hate mail. I'm not a Diddy apologist.
Those DMs are wide open.
I'm not a Diddy apologist in any way. I just, don't believe in finding people guilty in the court of public opinion. Anyway, just JUSTTYA BRAND LLC.
All right, appreciate that.
Yeah, show's
all right,
coming up enough. You want to promote that copy?
It's their fault. They do this to me.
It's your favorite coach's favorite coach, your favorite fat freckle man, the big dog himself. Who? Now from Life Be Life. You know what I'm saying? You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Episode 54, the Punisher Forgiver just dropped Saturday. Feel free to tap in with that. And I'll see y'all at the live show.
All right, for sure. Appreciate that. Sonny, tell the folks where they can find you. Oh, are you muted?
You might want to unmute yourself. Usually helps.
Oh, well, that's great. You know what? Thank you, Hype, for telling me to unmute myself. It's your girl, I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Come see me on my personal website, unreservedlyme.com. Appreciate you guys for joining us, Nye and Ty. I'm Nye and Ty.
All right. Hype, tell the folks where they can find you.
Y'all know my rundown is usually long, but today is the 15th anniversary of my dad passed. So all we will say today is rest in peace, Dad.
All right. Appreciate that.
Yes.
And it's your boy, Willie Styles, in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to, or hit me on williestyles.info for all my links. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. And y'all know where to find us on a regular basis. We over at GFTradioshow.com, over at the GFT Join the Conversation group on Facebook, and all your favorite platforms for audio and video playbacks. Until next time, we are out.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also fans perspective. Dope sports show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links